Everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm gonna start off today's video talking about the theme, which is 420. I live in Washington, and one of my closest friends challenged me to do a 420 pour. We were looking online to see if maybe this was done way too much, but actually I was surprised to see that on YouTube, at least, if you looked at 420 pour, marijuana, weed pour, nothing popped up for this kind of theme for art pours. So I decided to take her challenge, and I really ironically had a stressful time with this. The colors that are associated with 420 are red, yellow, and green. To make the color brown, just going to go off here a little bit, you need the primary colors, which is yellow, red, and blue. I didn't have blue, but I had green, which has a shade of blue in here. So what happened was I had watered down my Floetrol way too much, so that was one mistake. And then I didn't have a buffer in between each color, so with how fluid this pour was, it just kept wanting to blend in together to create this gross brown looking thing, and I actually got kind of annoyed. But I fixed it in the end. You'll see that I recycled this canvas because I am not a quitter. The Floetrol I just watered. I was an idiot. I was trying to be cheap, trying to spread the longevity of having Floetrol because we were running out at the Home Depot in the town that I live in, and in the gallon size at least, and it bit me in the butt. It really did. I ended up having to ask my husband to go and see if they had any more. They did not, but they had the quart sizes, so I asked him to get me 2 of those. It turns out that in this time of the year in Washington, people like to paint their houses because, you know, the sun is out. And Floetrol doesn't hurt outdoor paint. It does thin it out a bit, but it doesn't hurt the paint. So a cheap way to paint your outdoor, instead of buying 10 gallons, maybe you only buy 7. I don't know. I just know that they used it in the outdoor paint, and they have been completely out this entire time. And at the Home Depot where I'm at, it's $15 for a gallon, or like $10 for a quart size, and it's just not worth the money to do the quart sizes. It's really not. But I learned my lesson. I'm not doing that again. Here you can see I'm starting over. The next morning, the canvas was still completely wet. The corners weren't even drying up. So I scraped off whatever paint was still on the canvas, which, by the way, wasn't much. It all flowed onto the cardboard. And went at it again, this time with Floetrol that I didn't manage to mess up. I also added an additional, I'm going to say color for the sake of it. Instead of just green, white, and red, I added a buffer in. In this case, it was actually sparkles. It looks white because of the Floetrol, but it's actually just sparkle. And it was just something so that it helped the red, yellow, and green not blend into each other as you poured, to create the gross brown that it was starting to make at the corners. I really liked my decision to do that because the second pour just came out so much better. I did slightly water down this Floetrol, but I used like the Floetrol I already messed up, and it was a very minuscule amount. It didn't even show up on my scale. I have seen that other art pours do add some water. Some have added alcohol. I haven't tried alcohol. I'm okay with not. I'm not sure if you caught it just there, but I lit up my phone into the cup, and it was because I wanted to make sure that I had enough sparkles in the cup. I figured, it's really got to show up at this point. And like I said, I use this as a buffer, so I try to make sure that I put the sparkles in between each layer, just to help it from blending too quickly. And I think that was a really, really good decision on my end. The colors that I used for the yellow, it was Masters Touch Fine Art Studio acrylic paint in yellow medium. For the red, I used cadmium red, and for the green, I used permanent green. And the red and the green are both from Daniel Smith. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure Daniel Smith no longer does acrylic paints anymore, so when that green runs out, I'm going to be kind of sad. I ran out of one of my blues that is only made by Daniel Smith, and it's not sold anymore. And if it is, it's probably on eBay way overpriced, and I'm not going to do that. I do also have a Facebook page. I am working on getting up my Etsy shop. I just want to make sure that I have enough inventory to do that before I set that up. But if you are interested in either getting a pour from me or one of the pours that I record, please send me an IM and we'll talk. I am an artist. I do want to make something out of my career for myself, and I would like to see if anybody's truly interested in buying my art. That would be really cool to get some feedback. So please leave a comment, IM me if you're interested. It doesn't even have to be this specific one. If you have specific colors that you're like, I want to see this, we can work something out. One thing that I wanted to know, actually two things. One is that green is a very invasive color. So if you decide that you want to try pouring yourself, have at it. Just be careful with green because it's a strong color. Second is, and I'm not actually sure if I've ever heard anybody acknowledge this, but corners and the pouring technique are not friends. You'll see that I kind of try to shove the paint that falls on the cardboard into the corners, and it's because for whatever reason it kind of like makes a dam in that area and just doesn't want to cover up the entirety of that corner. So just grab some excess paint, or even if you have some more in a cup, kind of drag it into that corner, and that'll help with making the flow completely cover the corner. So you can kind of see I do that here with the bottom left-hand corner. And it's just because I'm not planning on keeping that area on there, but I need something to help it fall off the canvas easily and even. after I came up with an idea to make the pour work in my favor, I really actually had a lot of fun doing this pour. As frustrating as it was, I learned quite a bit about Floetrol. I hadn't experimented with it like that before, and unfortunately I did it at a financial cost, but I'll never do it again. Like I said, if you're interested in this or the other two I'm going to post on my Facebook page, give me a ring on Facebook, and I will get back to you pretty soon. I liked this theme. If you don't like the ones I did, but you like the idea, let me know. Like I said, I'll work something out with you, because I'd really like to put myself out there. I am doing a farmer's market in the town that I live in. It doesn't open until late May, but in the meantime, I'm getting some pretty good inventory, and I'd like to get some more ideas. I'm not just going to do paint pours. I am currently working on a silhouette theme right now that I will be recording. I have a lot of fun with these, and the metallic paints I've discovered really are my favorite, but I'm going to try to keep my horizons open and not just do one specific technique. That's not fun, right? Anyways, I hope you guys have a really nice week. I am hoping to make sure that I can talk myself into doing more than one recording a month. If not, I will do at least one recording.